Hello viewers, welcome back to DO Warangal Urban YouTube channel. I am Venkatesh. In the previous class, we learned something about the maps in class 8. Now, in the second part, we are going to learn the projection of maps, the uses of maps, and the thematic maps. Let us start with the projection of maps. To draw any map on the piece of paper, it is not possible to show the curvature of the earth. In the 16th century, many sailors wanted to visit different places for exploitation of new places. So they need correct and accurate maps which shows the directions correctly. But when we start drawing the map of the world, we cannot show the curvature of the earth on the piece of paper which is flat. So what happens when we are drawing a map on the piece of paper, some distortions will be there regarding the size of the continents, or the distance between the continents, or the direction of the continent's location, or anything like size. So but the sailors need correct directions and shapes. So for this purpose, one famous map maker from Holland, that is Netherlands, he developed a new projection of maps. What do you mean by projection? Projection is the method or a process of showing the map on a piece of paper. There are different kinds of projections, but the projection invented by Gerardus Mercator, who is also known as the father of Dutch cartography, is known as Mercator's projection. In this type of projection, he made the world maps perfectly regarding correct shapes and directions of maps. Mercator's projection consists correct shapes and directions of different countries, different continents of the world, but it shows the distorted sizes and distances. There is a compromise for sizes and distances between the continents, but most widely this type of projection, Mercator's projection, is widely used in the world now. Now you can see the map of the world which is shown in the Mercator's projection now. See it. Let us go for another thing. Map making, colonization and uses, we will know it. What do you mean by colonization? Colonization is a process of occupying other countries and getting their resources with minimum cost or free of cost. Occupying the weaker countries in the world by most powerful European countries like England, France, Germany, Spain, Belgium or Portugal. These European powers started to gain the authority on different parts of the world. In different parts of the world, like in North America and South America, and in Africa, Indonesia and in Australia also. The poorer countries were occupied by these colonial powers and they exploited the resources from there. For them, they needed different kinds of maps. So they sent sailors to know these places, that we can say exploration. They send many sailors for exploration of new places since 16th century to 19th or 20th century. All these things happened between this period. So along with the sailors, many map makers were sent there, and they tried to go inside of these places, and they tried to make the maps of different places, including the atmosphere or the weather, the hills, the terrain, the forests, and the mines, whatever the possibility is there for the resources, they prepare the maps of those things. So we can say that the map making was widely used for colonization of the world. When the British established their power in India, they began making detailed maps of the interiors of the country. They established a department called Survey of India to survey the entire country and prepare maps. James Rennell was appointed the Surveyor General, and he prepared one of the first survey based maps of India. In 1802, William Lambton began one of the most important geographical surveys in the world, starting from Chennai in the south and culminating in the Himalayas to determine the length of a longitude and also the heights of various places. This survey was completed by Sir George Everest. It is this survey which established that Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. Mount Everest was named after George Everest, who measured its height from the first time using scientific methods. And the second use of the map making is during the wars. In the 19th century and 20th century, many wars were fought. In the 20th century, there were two main wars were fought. That were the First World War, that was fought between 1914 and 1918, and the Second World War between 1939 and 45. For these wars, the maps were extensively used. Without the maps, the army or the air force cannot locate the places where they have to fight for their enemies. So, in this, you might have seen the popular Telugu film Bahubali. Remember one scene that a spy will come to the fort of Bahubali to steal the map of their Mahishmati kingdom. So, in earlier days, the kings used to keep their kingdom's maps very secret so that the enemies cannot know the details of their countries, their strategic positions, and then their secret places. So, but in present day, there is nothing to hide. The satellite imagery shows where is the place and what are they. In the earlier days, the maps were used for mainly for sailing, moving of persons from one place to other place on seas or any water bodies, and for also trade. Trade means selling things and buying things from one country to another country. So, mainly maps are used for sailors to go from one place to another place on the seas. Without maps, this could not be happen. We have learned in the earlier class that Vasco da Gama traveled to India across the Atlantic Ocean, and Columbus discovered America crossing over the Atlantic Ocean. So, like many explorers went to different parts of the world to explore the new continents or new countries. So, the maps were used in searching, and they were also used in wars to get the command or the conquest over the other countries. But the present day maps are used for different purposes. The governments all over the world are using the maps for the development of the country and for the planning of the schemes for the people. So, for example, the government of India is planning to get a drinking water supply for a village which has not the water resources. So, first they have to refer the map with where the water resources are located, like tanks or a canal or a river. From that place to this village, they have to get the water through pipes or through canals. So, they need maps. Like that, there will be a government wants to set up a school or a hospital where the people are mainly located. So the people living in nearer places or in densely populated areas need more facilities. So government uses these, all the governments use these maps to locate which places need the facilities. For example, they take a map where the map shows the number of schools and the density of schools located in a particular area. Where there are no schools, the government can set up the schools. So maps can be used in this way also. For example, the government wants to explore about mines. They will take the help of the maps and where their mines are located, and with the help of these maps they can start mining in that area. Government wants to set up an industry in an area. First it seeks the details of that area where the particular minerals are available. Generally the industrialists want their companies or factories to be located nearer to the places where the minerals are available. So government gives the data using the maps to the industrialists so that they can set up the industries nearer to the mines. Likewise, if a telecom company wants to set up a microwave station, so it needs the government's help, so that where there is no mobile connectivity, they can set up a new one. These are the some uses in present day world of the maps. Now let us go for another topic, that is the thematic maps. We have come across many types of maps in earlier classes, like there are maps, political maps, physical maps, like different kinds of maps. Political maps shows different political maps show the details of towns, villages, mandals, states in different colors, whereas the physical map shows the different physical features like hills, mountains, rivers, all these things in physical maps. But what about thematic maps? Thematic map is a map that shows a single aspect on the map, like the population map. Take the example of population map. The map shows the number of people living in a place will be shown on the map. That is called population map. And the forest map means it shows different kinds of forests on the map. And crops map means shows that the crops map shows the variety of crops where the places are grown in a different map. So you can remember that the thematic map is prepared keeping in mind a single aspect, which shows the details of a single language map of India. It shows that where different languages are spoken in different parts of the country. Like, so for understanding the thematic maps, we need some symbols or colors. Let us refer to the textbook. Please look at the page number 9 from the textbook. There is a table shows the color and the land cover or the land use. The dark green shows the forest, while the light green shows grasslands, and brown color shows in the thematic map the land useful for agriculture, whereas the yellow in typical topographical maps, it shows the cropped area, and the dark gray indicates mountains, while the light gray indicates hills, and yellow shows plateaus and swamps, light red wastelands, light blue shows the details of tanks, rivers, canals and wells or some water bodies, while the dark blue shows bigger water bodies like seas and oceans. The white color in the thematic map shows places where minerals are available, whereas the black color shows the boundaries of different places. Okay, these are the different colors we can see in the thematic maps. Let us prepare for the population map of India. First of all, what do you mean by population? Population means the total number of people living in a place. Population means the total number of people living in a particular place. Okay, the population of village means the people living in a, the total number of people living in a village. The population of a state means the total number of people living in a particular state. For example, India is a big country and its population is nearly 130 crores. Now we will go for another term, density of population. What do you mean by density of population? The density of population means the total number of people is divided by the area of the state. It gives the density of the population of the state. Density of population of a state or a place is equal to population of the state or area by of the place by the area of the place, right? If you take 10,000 people are living in a village which has 20 square kilometers, then the population density is 500 people. Simply we can say that the density of population means the number of people living in an area per square kilometer. In India, there are some states which have high density of population like West Bengal, and there are some states which has low density of population like Arunachal Pradesh. In our textbook, they have given these details in the form of a table. First we have to refer the table, and below the table the outline map of India is given. What you have to do is you have to read the table first, and according to the table you have to shade the different colors. Let us see the map. I read the first table. The density of population year 2011 census 2011. Census is the process of collecting the information or counting the people of a country. In India, for every 10 years, the government of India takes the process of census that counts the number of people in the country. Okay, next in 2021, the government of India is going to conduct the census. These details were given based on the census 2011. Look at this. Andhra Pradesh has a density of population 309. That means for a area of square kilometer there are 309 people are living. And in Arunachal Pradesh it is 17. Assam it is 397. In Bihar it is 1102. In Chhattisgarh 189. While Goa has a density of population as 394, and Gujarat 308, Haryana 573, and Himachal Pradesh 123, like it goes on. While coming to Telangana, it is 307. That means in a square kilometer of area, the people living in Telangana are only 307. Now below, look at the map. Before looking at the map, just look at the index given on the corner of the map. In index, they have given 5 colors for 5 different slabs. If the density of population is between 0 to 250, you have to shade the map shade the state in the map with the yellow color. And if the density of population is 251 to 500, you have to take the color blue. And if it is 1000 and above, you have to take brown. If it is 501 to 750, you have to take green. And if it is between 751 and 1000, you have to take orange. You can take this as homework and take a pencil, color pencil or sketch pen, and shade these states with different colors. After completion of this shading, you can see the map of India where the density of population is shown looks like this. Look at this map. It may be looking like this. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss the conventional symbols used in thematic maps and representation of relief features on the maps. Thank you.